Happy time zones! It's your bird, Haven the Raven, and welcome back to Amalur on Nostalgic, where I go through this game right here and see if it still holds up years later. We're finishing the House of Sorrows today. I don't think House of Sorrows is going to take me a ton of time, so there's the possibility that we might be finishing Alabastra as well. Or, well, we're definitely going to be going into Alabastra. There's a chance we could be finishing it. Actually, in one moment, I have to move something. Alright, apologies. My mom decided to have some boxes stacked right where I normally keep the laptop, so I couldn't see the laptop chat. Anyway, Fallen Hall, here we come. Why don't they just make that a normal door? Alright. Okay, these two will never go back to the House of Sorrows. They are flagged as dead. They don't even show up on the map. But I did technically save them. Oh dear. There we go. Moving on. I believe I have to go this way first. No, they make me get baited by this way.
Look, that must be the leader, Saturnin.
Because it won't let me do that, I have to go all the way around. I don't need more damage boosts! Fitting, actually, how the vast majority of the House of Sorrows meets its end at the Fallen Hall. Tybri, where were you aiming? I'll collect that. There we go. I honestly can't remember if I get skill ups from the last 10 levels. I know we don't from the last one level. I pressed the button, didn't I? I think I pressed the sigil stone. I should go back and check because I can't remember, even though I would have just done it. One of those days, huh? Okay, yeah, I already did it. I already did it. And then this over here.
That was the leader. It must have been Saturnin.
Or is it just not gonna let me?
That must be where the rest of the House of Sorrows are. We have to get past this door. We need to stop him before the rebels are all killed. I cannot. I'm not a warrior like you are. If I enter alone, it will mean nothing. We must stand together against Saturnin. The seals of this hall are strong, but they can be broken. We must find the sigil stones that lock them. Let us make haste. Farewell.
I actually went there before I could actually do anything. I knew what I had to do. I just didn't trigger it properly. Y'all did not exist a minute ago. No, 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 no. Okay. Hey, 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 hey. There we go. Why do I keep hitting triangle thinking... Oh, wait, it's because of Code Vein. Never mind, mystery solved. I remapped Code Vein's buttons around the time I was coming back from Dark Souls. And because I'd remapped the buttons, the only spot I could put the run button was triangle. Or, well, the only somewhat convenient spot where I could have put that was triangle. So for some reason, my brain is over here, believing that triangle is the run button for all games. And why is that already open? Whatever. I'm pretty sure that's a lie, unless they were only butchering other fair folk. In which case... What? Gadflow? Why were you just focusing on that when the mortals are the ones that you despise? And that should be the end of Fallen Hall pretty soon. Okay. And now we go to confront the Tuatha, because apparently all of this didn't matter. I have to wonder what the Arathi used this for. Nice bloody try. Hey. There we go. I actually do quite a bit of damage with my Fey Blades. Hi. Hello. Nice to meet you. It's actually kind of interesting how pretty much all the Tuatha have shaved heads. It's not a detail I picked up on before. But you see... Oh dear. A Fae with a shaved head in this game, and your first thought is Tuatha, because every single Tuatha has their head shaved. I did not catch that until literally just now. But that's a really neat little detail.
Oh, this is splendid. I was worried I would have nothing left to see to after I slaughtered these wretches. Saturnin, you use that name so freely, but your little guess is wrong. I am not Saturnin. I am but a blade that Saturnin has employed in his war. And now, that blade turns on you.
Yeah, get stun locked. Why are you at...
You are more amusing than I originally believed. But my master has given me instructions to spare you. Saturnin has a message for you to deliver.
What? Why did he immediately go to full health? Oh, right, he's protected for now.
I can scarcely believe it. All this death, all this destruction, and we have nothing to show for it. No Saturnin, no safety. The Weeping King left the world with good cause. For all that is left of the House of Sorrows is ruin. We must return to Bizring with this news. He will want to know what has happened here. Farewell.
You go on ahead. I have some loot. Loot! I'll dismantle those, I guess. And my accessories get even more disgusting. Let's go. Yeah, this game lets you get so overpowered, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's... I'm not going to call it a flaw. Because you have to actively... let's go. Try in order to get this dangerous. Oh, hey Jen, how you doing? I'm doing normally, just woke up a little while ago. As I was saying, you have to actively try to get to the levels of blatantly overpowered that I currently am. So it's rewarding in that aspect. Oh, Bima! Hello! Thank you for the lurk! I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Jan. So I don't want to call the overpowered, or the amount of overpowered you can get, a flaw. Because if you don't want to be overpowered, you're not going to be.
Thank mercy it is finished.
I thought nothing would stop them.
But when you do get to that level of blatantly overpowered, it gets a little comical just how quickly you manage to take things out. How's Sorrows? Thank you for the first, Bima. Tybri? Whatever. She's just a silly girl. We're gonna go back up here. Bizarrain.
Saturnin, this latest wound he has dealt may be fatal. He need only for us to succumb, and then he can find these sorrows. So that is what we will deny him. Let our losses harden our resolve. Where once we sought victory, we shall now seek attrition. Fae are the embodiment of magic. When a Delver takes the burden of winter from a Fae, those burdens are in the form of magic. Over centuries, these magics have been collected, contained in a secret location. The sorrows that Saturnin seeks. That will not stop the Tuatha. We must find the sorrows. Only two Fae, the eldest, who reside in Damelrock, know where they are. The way to the eldest is blocked by the Great Scale, a mighty spell which you must bypass. That alone will open your path to the eldest. You must kill beasts on the pans of the scale. Death is the only weight it will bear.
And off we go. We are closing in because it's literally just Damelrock and then Sincere. And then we're at the end of the House of Sorrows. Okay, Tybri, seriously, what are you doing? I'm gonna laugh if she shows up out here. Actually, I'm a little curious. Because, while I know that we lose access to pretty much everything in the House of Sorrows, yeah, I'm pretty sure we lost the Mithra quest if you didn't do that or before this point. You pretty much have to do the Mithra quest as soon as you get there, or Miathra, because if you don't, you just lose access to the House of Sorrows entirely, and that includes that quest, unless there's a failsafe for that guy to show up regardless. Okay, let's just do that. Off we go. Hi. Don't really have time for hide and seek right now. But nice to meet ya. I guess I can dismantle those. Okay, so there is a Stone of Autumn in here. Possibly more than one? Damelrock is one of the one of those weird ones that has a ton of what was I saying? Amalur is one of those weird dungeons that has a ton of, well, not a ton, but it has side paths. And because it has side paths, it's one of those places that you just want to explore more. Although, I'd like to know why there's an Iskaru statue in here. That seems a little crass, considering the, let's say, relationship between Iskaru and Arathi. Oh well. Off to the other side, and then I can progress forward. There's... Why did I do this? There we go. I actually just used... I know that storm champions are resistant to lightning, and yet I still use lightning. That's kind of funny. Anywho. Yeah, that's not as good. At this point, I have so much mana and do so much damage per cast that I'm not exactly likely to run out. I know y'all are resistant to this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Well, I suppose that works. A 1 and a 2. There we go. Look it. A fly just landed on my head. I could feel it wiggling my hairs. Ugh.
I think at first they were genuine friends. We were so young, with nothing in the world to really concern us. There was no place for malice or resentment. I don't care anymore, they're not worth my breath. I was in a place of promise. Lyria's magic shined throughout the halls. New and interesting people were everywhere. None as interesting as that divine spirit, but promising. I learned more there in 2 days than I did my entire life elsewhere. In fact, I owe my mentors a debt of gratitude. Were it not for them, I would never have found it.
Yeah, the individual who was speaking in the Stone of Autumn thing is clearly not of sound mind. First things first, I want this. Now I can start with this. I don't remember which scale it makes me go on first. But I do know that these... Okay, it's this one. Get over here. Death is the only weight the scales will bear. This part can get a little annoying because sometimes the Mergen just don't want to stand on the scale. What? Oh, you're onto this one now. Okay, we got one. We got one. I need to do that again for the other, but we got one. Oh, her first, huh?
How curious. You are mortal, but your steps resound with a burden greater than any one mortal might ever hope to bear. More curious still is your presence here. The great scale is not idly moved, nor is my reverie broken without cause. What is your purpose? And so I am finally exhumed. But Bizarane is not the King of Sorrows from whom I hoped to draw summons. Indeed, I know the location of the Sorrows. They were never meant to be retrieved, but neither were they meant to be exploited. Before I go, I must request that you rouse my counterpart, Kael'rod. The ages have sent our paths together. I will not break it now. When we first came to this place, we vowed we would not see each other until our contemplations were complete. I thought that day would never come. As I was on one side of the scale, you will find him on the other. I will leave this cell and wait for you to find him. Goodbye.
Okay. Upsy daisy. Over this way. Back to the scale. Now come on, Mergen, I need you to be over here so that I can actually kill you on the scale. There we go. I think I moved too fast because I swear I just saw those glyphs come to life. I want the loot, and then we talk to Kael'rod.
Sorrow precedes you, Mortal. It is almost enough to shift the great scale on its own. It has been centuries since my reverie was last disturbed. For what cause are you here? What could a mortal possibly want with me? I have heard of your work in reaching Alarain. If she wishes to aid this King of Sorrows, then I will echo her approval. But learning the location of the Sorrows is not merely answering a question asked. More than knowledge will be needed to reach the Sorrows. Very well.
Alright. So we get to pick who we want to go with us as we head towards the Sorrows. I normally take Kael'rod with me, but I think this time I'm gonna go with Alarain.
And so the eldest look upon each other once more. It has been some time since I have seen Alarain mortal. For that I am thankful. But Bizarane will need more than knowledge to reach Sorrows. He will need a key which lies in Sincere, the hollow of the Weeping King. That is correct. It is a difficult thing to ask of a mortal. A Fae would be better suited to navigate the hollow. But time is fleeting. But you will not perform this task alone. One of us will aid in recovering the key from Sincere, and the other will instruct Bizarane on how to reach the Sorrows. It falls to you to choose. Let it be so. She will accompany you to Sincere, and I will return to the House of Sorrows to instruct Bizarane on how to claim the Sorrows. I wish you luck in your task, mortal. Keep well after Alarain. Very well.
Okay. Talk to Alarain.
Then we leave Kael'rod to the instruction of this King of Sorrows.
It is perhaps the best choice. It is suited to him after all. I will shadow step to Sincere and wait for you there. We must move quickly. Farewell.
Yeah, it's Sincere and then confronting Saturnin. There we go. So I'm very close to actually beating the House of Sorrows. And after we beat the House of Sorrows, I want to talk about factions real quick. I suppose it might not be quick, but cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm going to make a pit stop at Melson Shear before I head down to Sincere, though. Because I need to dismantle the stuff that I didn't junk. I may as well sell the stuff that I did. Because it's not like... I'm not going to need it, per se. But at the same time, I'm not going to not need the gold.
Well, looking to restock. Back again.
Back over here. This way. Oh, come on. Give me some actual good... stuff. At this point, the game's just being mean. Anyway, off to Sincere. So, what factions are in this game? I just want to do a tally real quick while we're waiting for some stuff to load. House of Ballads, Warsworn, Scholia Arcana Travelers. Pardon? House of Valor and House of Sorrows. Technically, Grave Hall also counts as a faction, but that's very different.
At last, you come, and we can recover the key. I thought... I knew the Tuatha had taken hold of Cluricon, but I never thought it would be like this. When I last walked here, it was a solemn place, but beautiful. Kind Fae tended to the corners and halls. Now it lies silent, corrupted, and sullied. But we cannot dwell on what has transpired. To reach the key to the Sorrows, we must first seek 3 votives in addition to this one. They will grant us passage. Goodbye.
I think the votives are held by, Alarain, what? Oh, yeah. They're held by specific enemies, I think. I'll gladly take those. There's not really a point in upping any of my gear until I get to Mithros. Because I know that it's just going to be discarded. There we go. My guy, how did you avoid every single ice spike except for one? There's a votive over here. Overall good, but I gotta junk it. I do have to do a purple only run one of these days. Or I might have to make it purple and gold just so that I can have some starting sets. But that's gonna have to be a much later thing. And I'm certainly not going to make it take this long. Well, that was a massacre.
Beyond this wall, like where once they were held by gentle fae, they are wielded by crueler beasts now. Goodbye.
I'm trying to
The way is clear.
thank you.
Let us press onward. There is still another challenge to overcome. Before we can reach the key, we must bypass the crying eyes. Then the key to the sorrows will be ours again. Goodbye.
Okay. The crying eyes are a simple
The
puzzle.
way is clear. Before we can reach the key, we must bypass the crying eyes. Then the key to the sorrows. Goodbye.
I already... Okay. The crying eyes are a simple puzzle, but by no means insignificant. Ow. I'll be honest, I wish they'd done more with the sprites. The sprites have phenomenal design. But they also... I can dismantle that. Are incredibly fragile, and the range on the champions is pretty bad.
Those statues did not weep, but now they weep for all eternity. They alone guard the way to the key. You must approach them, mortal. They will show you the way forward, if only you answer them. Goodbye.
I want to know why it's or why the eldest couldn't do this part. Oh, fun, sweetie. I think this might act. That's not better than what I've got at the end of the day. I had to stop and think about that one. Left, right, and then middle. Like I said, very simple puzzle. But still pretty cool. Especially lore-wise. I was running straight into a gap. Collect this.
That is the key to the sorrows, mortal. It is perhaps not the sort you are used to, but that is certainly it. It is a branch of the ancient and wizened tree whose roots touch this world and Ashara, the plane of magic to which all Fae belong. It is a branch of the gallows tree. The sorrows take the form of the gallows tree in both realms, and this branch creates the bridge between them. Come, let us ferry it to Bizerain. Goodbye.
There it is. Back over here. The gallows tree is a lot like Niralim in that regard. Although we get more of an explanation for how the gallows tree and the ring of Kiyozai exist than we do for Niralim. Like, I can understand the gallows tree because it's central to... I can understand getting a we should have gotten more Niralim backstory. We definitely should have gotten more Niralim backstory, because he just says that he exists, and I don't recall there being a giant... If there is a reason for him being the way he is, it doesn't really get mentioned in anything that I can remember. But I digress. Why is the non-mage the one floating? Anyway.
You have the key to the sorrows. That was well done. Indeed, everything you have done is more than I could have possibly hoped for. My reliance on you to this point was never my initial plan. I only needed Kadarok dead at the hands of someone else. But when I learned how willing you were to hound the Tuatha, I saw you would rise to every occasion. You became my faithful instrument.
Remember how I said your first instinct to seeing any Fae with a bald head is that they're a Tuatha?
And you continually demonstrate your most valuable quality. Your inability to understand the Fae. Do you think that I was without potential servants within this house? That I was forced to wait until you came? No. I had many options at my disposal. But a mortal would know nothing of a Fae's behavior, his values, his reasoning. A mortal might never learn that Saturnin and I are one and the same. You threaten me with death as though it was some great finality. We might both testify to the contrary. I will excuse your inevitable resistance, but if you have any sense, then you already know that you cannot reach me nor follow me. We part ways here. Find comfort, at least, that you will be long dead before the sorrows flood the minds of your mortal armies. Mercer will cut you down here. Farewell.
No, they're gonna kill the eldest.
You literally cannot save the eldest here. They die no matter what.
You survived. For better or worse, I know not. The house is in ruins. The eldest lie butchered, and Bizerain has betrayed us to the Tuatha. He must be denied. For our honored sorrow, our broken pride, our due vengeance. He cannot be allowed to use the house for war. He is at the birthplace of summer and winter, where the Weeping King first pooled the anguish and decay inherent in all winter Fae, Ashara. It is the plane from which all Fae descend when they are reborn, and to which they return when they die. It is a place of pure magic. I fear you may have had enough of secrets, but here is mine. I am the Weeping King reborn. Bizerain needed a key to reach the sorrows. I do not. I did not will always know. When you went to Damalrock, I meditated beneath the gallows tree.
Yeah, Elraine must have been aura farming.
Slumbered awakened. It makes sense now. Why I could practice delving when all had lost the art. Why I can commune with sorrows. Be it fate or chance, we must take advantage of this. I think that as the Weeping King, I can bring us to the sorrows in time to stop Bizerain. It is both near and far. It will be difficult for a mortal to understand. Ashara is an ethereal plane, another realm of existence. In the Midden, the barrier between this realm and Ashara is weak, and we can thwart it. Please, mortal, the longer if you must prepare, do it quickly. We must hurry.
I want to talk to her about the rest of her stuff, but first, I want to collect these. Because I don't think I can actually loot stuff until,
Stop him from destroying the mortal armies.
yeah, I don't think I can loot stuff after this.
Once he was a mighty figure among us, but when the house reached an accord with the Tuatha, he would not accept the terms and left. I know he fights for the sake of our people, but in truth, I have always feared him. It is hard to trust one that gives into war so soon. They could delve the essence of entropy from the bodies of the Winter Fae, but they did more, so much more. The Weeping King lived on through them, his axe persisting long after he left these lands. For the Weeping King is always needed, even now. Once, it seemed nothing more than a symbol of our house, but I have come to learn things I never would have understood had it not been here. The gallows tree is more important than we ever thought, mortal. Take heart of it, for we will need its strength in the times of need ahead. We are all but gone, and all that remains in our stead are whisperers. In many ways, we were the vanguards of winter. We became the harbingers of this doom, but there is some small hope in knowing that there was life before the House of Sorrows, in the time of the Weeping King.
I like Tybri.
He is at the... I fear you may have had enough of secrets. I do not know what will happen if I attempt to bring you into Ashara, but you have a strong will. That alone may save you. Bizerain has a head start on us. However short, it is likely still enough. Be on your guard. We must hurry.
I kind of have to disagree with her on the Sidon thing, because the Tuatha were very clearly trying to eradicate everyone. Well, at least everyone who wasn't Tuatha. Sidon didn't exactly have a choice.
You have a strong force of will. Stronger than I felt possible. I have never heard tell of a mortal that could stand in Ashara. But we are here. I can recall now, vaguely. I walked this place before, and shaped the ground. That tree in the center, it is the embodiment of the sorrows. Bizerain will be there. He has prepared himself. This barrier keeps us from him, and there are other magics at work. It is a place the Weeping that I crafted to house the sorrows. Beyond its borders is Ashara, the plane of magic. When Fae are born, their life force comes from Ashara, and to Ashara their life force returns upon death. This is a powerful place. The tree in the center of the space, the inversion of the gallows tree that you've seen in the Midden, that is the form of the sorrows. The Midden is the cradle of winter. It is connected to this realm where the Winter Fae descend from. The gallows tree serves to bridge the Midden and Ashara. Yes, we can. I can sense the conduits the magic follows, and there are weak points, nexuses of energy that we can exploit. But Bizerain is no fool. He will not leave them unguarded. And I feel strange presences. There is something waiting, mortal. Something dreadful.
Oh, okay, so I could have talked to her here too. Fair enough, fair enough.
We meet again, mortal. Can I truly be here? Standing before the sorrows? I remember, no swords, fire, and then, nothing. But he brought me back to fight you. I can't. I'm sorry, mortal. So sorry.
I feel bad for Calrod. He didn't want to fight. I mean, I'll take those, but I don't think I need them.
There is no time to speak.
What?
We must hurry.
I was trying to run, not talk! The number of times that's happened! Number 2... right. Alarain.
You dare tread here? A mortal dare shows himself in the sacred lands of the House of Sorrows. I have been dead a short time, and already I learned so much since he raised me. You are the cause of all this. Vizirain relied on you for his plans. Because of you, the house is dead.
She's just being short-sighted. Fair enough, fair enough. Thank you for the lurk, Jake Shuffle. Hope you have an excellent day. I understand Alarain's anger, but the let's kill the one person who can potentially stop Vizirain idea is, foolish.
Finally, you have come. I must admit, I did not give you credit when last we faced each other. And now, I am here. My master has raised me to protect his labors, and I will oblige him. You may have bested me previously, but you will not do so again. Perhaps if...
Whoops. I actually didn't mean to skip the sentence there. That was accidental. Whoops. I was just trying to get a spell off before he could hit me.
And so you have finally reached me. I have waited, mortal. The longest of any I have waited. And now, Vizirain has raised me against my will to be part of his design. I sought to stop him. I found the plan he had conspired, and I fled the house, for I knew not what to do. But I could have stopped this scheme. And then you came and killed me. And now I am a puppet to his will.
And this poor guy.
Cannot be stopped, mortal. Vizirain cannot be stopped.
And now I save again. I feel bad for Katarok, because he was just trying... Well, I feel bad for Katarok, Calrod, and Alarain all. Because all of them were trying to stop this. feel especially bad for the two that were raised against, or that were actually forced to fight. And I'm a little miffed at Alarain for just immediately jumping to, I have to kill you now.
You have slain what vestiges of
But I suppose it's a valid reaction.
And the barrier has fallen. So now, we are here. You think your presence here can stay my spells? The last words have been uttered. You are too late to stop me. I cannot. You do not understand Fey, mortal. What I do is for the good of all the Winter Kingdom. There are fires coming to this world. I have only glimpsed a fleeting shadow of them, and I am awed and scared and humbled. Only the Tuatha will be able to bear these tribulations, so they must survive this war. Now, you understand why I must fight. I have to fight.
We must be
Sorry, Bizarine. Let me... Aha!
Vizarin may be dead, but the death blow is still his. The Sorrows have already begun escaping their seal. We need to act quickly, or this will all be for nothing. I must seal the Sorrows within myself. I do not know for sure. I will be forced to remain in Ashara, lest the Sorrows break free once more. Whether I will live or die is unclear. But I cannot be afraid. It must be done. For the good of mortals. For the good of Fae. It is a noble sentiment, mortal, but you do not understand. They must be anchored in Ashara, and you cannot remain here. Only I can. But please, bear witness to
That's...
this last act. Tell the world what happened here, how the House of Sorrows ended. We must hurry.
She's actually wrong about that. It is possible for us to remain in Ashara for long periods of time. She just unfortunately doesn't know that. And either way, this world would be completely and utterly screwed if we didn't leave because we're the only ones that can kill Gadflow's god. At the end of the day, Bizarine wasn't spiteful, just afraid. It makes him kind of pathetic in a way. I almost feel sorry. Well, I do sort of feel sorry for him. That staff is never leaving my inventory for sentimental purposes. I don't think the story writers knew what they wanted to do. I genuinely don't think the story writers knew what they wanted to do with the Scholia Arcana, and that's why the whole Dark Empyrean thing happened. Because really, the other stories could have happened, could have existed without us. That one could not have. Which is fine every now and then. But that's already the entirety of the game's main quest. We don't need to be the sole driving force, the sole reason that anything here can happen. Okay, you first.
Hello, mortal. I am the knave of pride. Wait a moment. The hero of Melson Shear, here to offer your services. You have impeccable timing. I have some Bulgans that need to be disposed of. They're everywhere. Big red faces. The stuff of nightmares. The Bolgan masters use them as foot soldiers when they can. They compelled the Bolgan to fight. If you're in the mood, locate these Bolgan masters. Shouldn't be too difficult for the hero of Melsen Shear. Well, get to work then, hero. And come see me once you've thwarted the threat. Goodbye.
Okay, so there's 3 of them around here, and it's pretty much just in High Folgen, I'm going to assume.
Praise Lyria! I thought you'd never arrive. Welcome to Camp Moondown. Are you with Captain Ancilla's company?
No.
We need soldiers, not heroes. Without help, we won't last long on this ridge. Still, any help is something. Will you lend a hand? Thank you. Without you, we could not... No! That's a Tuatha now! Come! Goodbye.
Hi, Tuatha! Everything in Alabastra is related to the war in some way or another.
That should give you a taste of what we've been up against. Tuatha will see this camp as sacrilege. Thank you for your help. The tales of your courage are true. That I don't know. Fate has thrown so much hardship our way. Tuatha took our healer. The weaponsmith ran off. The mercenaries deserted us when the gold ran out. They're camped on the land bridge to the south, but they're not going anywhere while the Tuatha holds Shadow Pass.
Wait, why are the mercenaries south, actually? The way out of this mess is north.
If you rescue Colm, our injured could fight again, and we might stand a chance. Raiders seized them 2 nights ago. It was dark, but I'm certain I saw them head to Glass Pillar Caves. Goodbye.
Alright. First things first, I want this lore stone. Alabastra is just outright gorgeous.
With horror's screams and ghostly face, we leave blood in a graven place. The forest black and nighttime sky, the blood that pours forth from your eye. A feast for maggots, craven all, that eat the dying when they fall. Instead of vibrant fighting flesh that fights the Barghest and the Thresh, that knows the plight of Seelie Fae, you who warped the Niralim's way, and reckon fates of mortal dust, and keep an oath or break a trust. We hunger for your corpse once more, to hear your cries and anguished roar.
I forgot about that. The last set of lore stones, the Alabastra ones, I forgot that they talk to you specifically. That is actually such a creepy detail. I love it. I should head up first. Actually, wait, no. I want treasure first. Because I am, and always will be, a loot goblin. I know what I am. Okay, so we've got way too many of these. That's not good. I don't know what that Bolgan's doing, but I want you dead. Need to make sure I'm only fighting one of you at a time, because Bulgans suck. I'll take that. Thankfully, I'm starting to find Mitharan stuff. Maybe I'll actually be able to make something decent by the end of this. Oh, I'm aware that I already have decent equipment. I'm specifically talking about decent, required equipment. Because the game outright makes you use chaos equipment at some point, or after a certain point. And the strongest chaos stuff is quite literally only available when you go to do the final boss. Well, maybe if you'd stop grandstanding and actually shoot me, you wouldn't have gotten your face fried. Just saying. Over here. That would actually be really good if I was doing a sorcery build. Like pure sorcery.
Go. Get out of here. It's a trap.
Trap or no? I am more than capable of handling this. Like, I'm sorry, it takes a special level of completely and utterly hopeless to not see me just walk straight down. Wait, what? Okay.
Gods, the hero of Melsenshir. I'm so sorry to have led you into that trap. I had no choice. They threatened to torture me. Forgive me. I've been wounded. Don't have the strength to care for myself. If I'm going to get back to camp, I'll need a powerful healing potion. Do you happen to have one on you? That feels better. It will be a while before the full effects take hold, but the potion did its work.
I don't see why you'd actually want to lie here.
I'll meet you back at Camp Moondown. Move fast. I'm proof of what happens to those traveling alone. Goodbye.
I've already cleared out this cave. Like, I appreciate your concern, my guy, but you and I are quite literally the only— oh, wait, nope, there's two. I was wrong. There's two more Bolgan that I can assassinate. That said, I'm going to sneak over here so that I don't have to deal with that. There we go. Well, this is a predicament. Why did I do that? What? I think we might have discovered a glitch. I think I was actually invulnerable during that time when the mine went off. the only thing I can think of because my health bar didn't even move. So either I'm a lot tankier than I thought I was, or the game doesn't quite know what to do with you at certain points.
Goodbye.
Why are you heading back into the cave? My guy! Oh dear.
Colm is back? Great news! A healer will patch our wounds, but we'll need our weaponsmith too. I don't suppose you'd agree to help us again. Anella is a curious sort, impetuous, full of wild ideas, better suited to the Scholia Arcana than the army. She talked a lot about the Whispering Cave, so that's a good place to start. Goodbye.
I'm not even sure that's really a, issue, the curiosity thing. Although, now that I think about it, I should probably... Yeah. The Whispering Caves are not that far from the weapon, or not that far from where I was earlier. I, however, want to go down first. You're gonna be a problem if I leave you alone. Bolgan brutes almost always are. Yeah, I can deal with you two, I just don't want to deal with this guy. Bolgan, no matter what else is in this area, actually, Bolgans take priority. And there is a specific reason for that. Because Bolgan brutes and beastmasters can just completely disrupt your ability to do damage because they have iframes. Or, well, they have an invulnerability state. If you get the chance, you should, absolutely not. I'm not going to be doing that. We're not doing that. Nope, leave me alone. I would actually rather just run past all of you and risk getting ganked. That is nice. Y'all can fuck right off. I would rather run past all of you and risk getting ganked than fight 2 Bolgan brutes and an Arcane Varghest. Head on. If I had the ability to assassinate, that'd be one thing. But head on is not happening. No. Ain't no way. Because not only do I run the risk of not being able to damage one while the other wails on me, that Varghest is going to take away my magic. Thank you for the string. Pathetic as it may be. Why did I do that? I never use litanies. We finished the Moondown thing, and I'm gonna figure out what the VIP pass does, because I don't know. Three and 4. Haha. What am... Oh, hi, Tuatha. Where did you come from? Where on Amalur did you come from? I may have gone the wrong way. Whatever. I'm gonna clear this place out first. Did you just shrug? Clearly there was no love lost between those two. When you assassinate one and the other shrugs. This game definitely has limited animations, but in a way that makes it great. Alright. Apparently the fair folk need to urinate as well. Sorry. That has to be a very embarrassing way to go, all things considered. Alright, all the rest of the loot is around the weaponsmith. Oh, brilliant. I wish that there was a way... I wish that they reworked Detect Hidden a little bit in this regard. Or regarding the ambush. Like, even if they don't want to tell us exactly what we're going to be ambushed by, at least give us, like, a red circle on the map to show, hey, there's a possibility of you getting ambushed here. And if it happens to be one of those situations where, it doesn't always mean that you're going to be ambushed, even better. Why am I... Is there infinite spawn or something?
Oh, look, the hero of Nelson Shear has come. Oh, look, the hero of Nelson Shear has come to... Fool. I was counting on the Tuatha guards to lead me to the staff once I got out of here. Now I'll have to consult the grimoire and retrace my steps. Thanks for nothing. Very funny. What are you even doing?
Oh, I see. The captain sent you, didn't she? Go back and tell her I'm not leaving without the Breath of Arbor. Come, I'll show you.
Alright, I already cleared this place out, so I don't have to worry about her triggering any ambushes, I don't think. Here you go.
We're getting the staff back from those Tuatha. No point in keeping it for yourself. It'll only work for one, such as me, who can understand its whispers. Escort me to the exit where it is safe, and you...
Why don't you just take the staff now? So that you don't have to try and... I went the wrong way. Of course I went the wrong way. Up over here. To the right. Hey! There we go. And then to the left.
The Tuatha don't stand a chance against me now.
I would beg to differ, but good for you.
Bye.
There are a lot of enemies in Alabastra. I'm not even joking when I say that if you want to get anywhere here, or at least past High Fulgen, you need to, just run.
You found the weaponsmith? Alive? I must admit I'm shocked. And she brings with her a powerful magic? Such aid is more than welcome. And well timed. The Tuatha are on the move. Goodbye.
The Tuatha are fools. How many? I've got one more Bulgan Master. Alright. Oh, hi! What are... Wasn't expecting the Bulgan.
Good to see you.
Really? Please, let me talk to the captain now. Thank you.
Actually live to see reinforcements arrive. I only hope our forces in Shadow Pass are faring as well. You could bring back the mercenaries. We hired them when reinforcements didn't come, but they've abandoned us. We'll need them if we are to hold a bit longer. Are you up to the task? They meant to desert us, but didn't get far before the Tuatha pushed them back. They made camp up on the overlook. You will have to deal with their leader, Gorham Kane.
Okay. Yeah, this is the closest. I think Alabastra has the highest enemy density. If to the point where if you want to get anywhere, you have to just ditch things. Hey, you.
I don't need no more stragglers to try and meet for a penny.
I've got nothing and wouldn't share it if I did. Damn parasites. High Fulgen's no place for the likes of you.
Good thing I'm not here to leech.
Listen here, I fight hard for my living. If folks don't compensate me justly, I make for elsewhere. If Moondown wants our help, they either pay or help us get through this pass. I've got a feeling the Alfar up ahead have work and coin to spare. If you clear out the Tuatha watchtowers between here and Shadow Pass, we can give Captain Camwin a bit more of our time. What do you say? Nice try, appealing to my generous side.
Fair enough.
My lot's able to hack through
Worth a shot.
to get to Shadow Pass, except for those watchtowers far enough. If you want a bit more of our time in Moonbound, you burn those towers for us. I'd even provide what's left of our fire. Goodbye.
I've been fighting for days.
This actually does work out. Because the watchtower here, and then this one I can pivot quickly into the Bolgan Master. That'll also get me a fast travel point for later, so I don't have to run past all these enemies again. Oh, hi! Were you out of range, or do you just not take, like, any damage from electricity? Okay. Why can't I just hit it with fire normally? If I could hit it with fire normally, that would be a lot faster. Wait, what? Nothing important. Anyway. Primordia is an interesting one because you literally cannot get in here until after you beat the game. And I want to know why, actually. If you lot would stop grandstanding, you might actually get a few hits in before I take out half of your regime. Or, not regime, troop. Why did I say regime? Or, oh, I probably meant to say regimen. What probably happened was I meant to say regimen, and then forgot to add the men. I don't know, my brain just does things sometimes. Oh, hi. Get electrocuted. I don't see any lore stones. I know that the rest of the autumn ones are gonna have to be... At least I think they're gonna have to be somewhere in Alabastra. I know where at least one Arathi ruin here is. The problem is, I might have missed some in previous ruins that I'm gonna have to go back for if I did. Yeah, whatever. Oh good, you're just thugs. Okay, with that, if I progress a little farther, I should get another fast travel point. Y'all are not worth my time. At least not unless you chase me way further than I think you're going to. You might be worth my time. Aha, lore stone.
And he named it Prismere.
Agarth wanted me to keep
oh, come on!
But you and I've been reviewing my notes of our last trip to Alabastra.
I wanted the lore stone!
Conclusions about your death.
Now I have to replay it.
I don't know exactly, but it must have been a tremendously powerful source of magic. So powerful that the Well of Souls couldn't help but pick up on it. You were attuned to the well in my lab, but Hugh's well captured your essence. The power in Bale seems to have been the missing element. What's more, I think that power is the source of the Prismere crystals. Something intelligent and malignant. The creature the Tuatha called Tirnoch. No, but her power was the key. In fact, I bet she'll be glad to kill you again. And this time there's no Well of Souls to capture your essence. She's not a god. She's something much, much worse. And judging by the growth of this Prismere, she's very close to coming into our world for good. Whatever Gadflo's been doing, it's all in order to bring her here. You've got to stop him before it's too late.
Okay. Status, lore stones, winter.
And he named it Prismere. It grows far beneath the Anathem. It pierces the world, and the blood that flows from these wounds feeds Gadflo's hungry mind. These crystals, this Prismere, whispered to him promises of power, of godhood. It corrupted his nature. The seeds of a blizzard sprouted in the form of a beautiful crystal. It was a gift from her, ere we knew our doom was at hand.
There we go. And now we go back to those guys. I just wanted the fast travel point while I was already there. If I'm quick, I can... Never mind. Or maybe they'll turn around? Haha! They turned around.
Hello. I've never seen such a beautiful sight. That should be show enough to send them scurrying back to Shadow Pass. I reckon that's earned our help for a spell. You know, you should consider joining us after this is all over.
Not likely.
Hello.
I can... now finish both of the quest lines that are over here, or both quests that are over here, the Siege of Camp Moondown and the Bolgan ones. I'll talk to you first.
You have returned. No Bolgan tough enough to best the hero, eh? Ah, thank you, Mor. High Fulgen will be a bit safer now, thanks to you.
I'm not getting much of anything from this. Alright. Save again, and then time to actually do the rest of the Moondown stuff.
Thank you for restoring Camp Moondown and helping us repel the Tuatha. There is one last challenge ahead. I am no great leader. I can't offer the inspiration my soldiers need, but the Siegebreaker can. Speak to them, inspire them to greatness, and we just might survive. Goodbye.
I am facing the wrong direction! I am facing the exact wrong direction. Why did that rally the troops? Why did me facing the wrong direction to give the speech rally the troops? Don't you have a staff? Whatever. Captain! Yeah, right. They definitely should have made that separate. It's hilarious, though.
Thank you enough. Be safe in your travels, and remember, you will always have friends at Camp Moondown. Thank you.
Real-time cutscenes can lead to some hilarious side effects. This being the initial one that I think about. But what also comes to mind is Twilight Princess, one of the Legend of Zelda games. And the iron boots at the end. If you know, you know. Twilight Princess has a few things that make it unintentionally hilarious.
By Lyria, it was you who stood against Balor when Telera fell. Fortune favors me today. I am commander of the Ariad. Do you bring word of my reinforcements? The ash covering the ground ahead is all that remains of my men. All fallen in our assault on that pass. The Tuatha have built a gauntlet of spell-casting sentries who greeted our every advance with fire. It's just these Tuatha wage war like none I've known. Magical fires burning my men to a cinder with a word. But if you're brave enough to challenge them, we may have a chance. They're using the terrain against us, flanking the paths from above with sorcerers. If you can neutralize these sentries, I will charge the approach myself. Together, we might be able to break their lines. Until later, then.
Okay. I'll have to kill this troll first. Here is where the pathing in Alabastra starts to get a little complicated. Yeah, because I'm gonna have to go into Dark Glow Caverns. Not right now, but later. And there's another ruin, or maybe two, that I'm also gonna have to go into later. Alright, I'm probably not going to wind up finishing Alabastra today, because I'm on lunch, which means I have to be a little more conscious about when I end. Not exactly sure what I want to do for lunch. I might make sandwiches. I guess I can dismantle that. That too. Hello, Tuatha. Yeah, food is definitely a priority. I actually don't know how many people I'm going to be feeding today. Because sometimes it's just me, my mom, and my sister, and sometimes it's me, my mom, my sister, and my dad.
Hey, got myself a little tied up here. And is it a trick of the eye, or are these crystals growing? Keep going. I'll meet you at vengeance.
My go-to has been stir fries. Specifically stir fries with, or over a base of udon noodles. But I'm not sure we have frozen veggies, and considering I already have to... I prefer to use frozen veggies for those stir fries specifically because I can just throw those in and I don't have to worry as much about burning them. Especially because sometimes I have other things I need to worry about while also making lunch. But I know for a fact that we still have udon noodles. I just don't know if we have, Ow. I actually just... Okay. I just don't know if we have frozen veggies I can roast up to put in there. Yes, is there something wrong with noodles for lunch? There's sometimes where my mom doesn't actually eat all of her lunch until, like, hours after it's given to her. And noodles keep relatively well and can also serve as a good filler. Plus, they hold a lot of flavor. Rice is also really good, but I didn't even think about it. I should have started rice before my stream, because we do have, or our Instant Pot does have a rice cooker setting.
The skulls atop high fulgen shine, and coldly gleam in a precise line. For us who chew on hollowed bones, while alive we wail vapid moans. It's delight for us to feed, to feast, we the winter of the east. We the corpses in putrid bloom, we of decay and twilight gloom, will never halt our hungered wait, till spilled blood is on our plate. So come into our lands at night, and see an endless wintry sight.
My guy, what's the matter?
Excellent. It looks like you have already defeated 2 of the sorcerers. The main Tuatha encampment lies ahead. Take cover with me there, and we'll discuss the final assault. The Tuatha are consumed by madness and deserve only death. We shall give it to them. I'll be here.
I will... If I want to do rice for lunch, I try to plan that ahead. Because I can just let the Instant Pot go, and it just after it's done, it'll keep the rice warm for several hours. And then I can do whatever it is I want to do with the rice. I can fry it, I can make rice balls, depending on the kind of rice. I could literally just make a rice bowl. Rice is amazing. Noodles are, however, faster. So, if I'm in a pinch, I would rather just make noodles than rice because they are faster to make. Or, well, faster to heat up. Or cook? I think I'm technically cooking them. I don't know why I'm stumbling over this. Oh well. Alabastra really is gorgeous. I would have liked to have seen this place in its prime. Because if it's this beautiful when it's war-torn and desolate, what did it look like when it wasn't? Die, troll! Okay. Why are you stuck over here? Was I supposed to talk to you before I rushed off after the troll? Or I think I was supposed to talk to you before I rushed off after the troll.
The final Tuatha encampment is just ahead. It looks like they are led by the Witch Knight Decidin. I cannot deceive you. This will be a suicide mission, but we've come too far to turn back now. We need only kill Decidin, and Shadow Pass will be rid of the Tuatha. I'll be here.
Suicide mission, he says. Talking to probably the one person who is less afraid of death than the fair folk themselves. That's not a threat. It's a challenge. Is this Sidon up here? Or up here? Yes.
Gadflow's corruption has reduced my homeland to this barren, and it's only getting worse. Watch out for Twilight Pass.
The anger festers in the heart, and perfectly you play the part of hero to the summer's west, bringing Tuatha to their rest. Why do you try so hard in vain? Why bring the others senseless pain? Don't you see, mortal, don't you see? The body impaled on the tree. Will you not witness their loss? And feed upon the awful dross, or walk again past corpses new, without care for the rotting few.
Hi, Barghest. I wonder how long ago it actually was that our character died. Because it is only day 129. I'm technically not even a year old. Which, considering how much of the map I've covered and how much stuff I've actually done, is kind of insane. And the crown for class clown goes to this group. What? Okay. Yeah, sorry, dude.
That's the last of them. We've paid a heavy price, but Shadow Pass is ours. I'll make camp here until reinforcements arrive. It was an honor to fight by your side. Maybe this will help you out. I'll be here.
Alright, if I continue... those are still Mortis Tor, so I'm just not gonna bother going to those. But I will collect this over here.
The House of Vengeance enacted the whims of our mad king. The divided court became Gadflow's Tuatha by force or by rebirth. The Winter Fae dwindled before this wave of frenzied strife, and before long, They were soldiers in an immortal army, or they were outcast. The greatest of vengeance, Malwyn, Claran, Vescain among them, became his witch knights. War had come again to the Fae. But instead of by Lord Own, it was Gadflow the King without a winter.
Okay. I'm actually going to wind up going backwards once I get the next fast travel point. Because I just realized I went past a cave I should have explored. And I should also do that ruin before I forget about it. Alright, this region here is one of the most beautiful in the game. I mean, look at this.
O gloried stranger in our land, bringing death with the fate's own hand, filling the graves with corpses new, that feed the vultures, mortals too. Yes, they'll eat the flesh of the dead, and tear the limbs off, and the head. They only need the slightest lie to give them reason as to why their minds should be free from all guilt. And that is how your morals wilt. Continue, stranger, in our home, where demons tread and evils roam. For you are now a part of woe, blight, dusk, ruin, and living foe.
Alright, can I sneak past you to get this fast travel point? Yes, I can. Alright. Now I go back to here because I thought it was dark glow that I led them through, but no, it's glow load, I think. Which means there's stuff in dark glow. I'll do the Ashmore quest later. I actually don't care about what's in here unless I find a quest or a lore stone, so I'm just gonna run around. Hi! Oh, you. I forgot about you. Okay, you are important enough that I'm gonna clear out this room for you. I actually don't remember what it is you teach. Or if it's worth coming back here later for you. Hey, why are you wearing Dreadscale?
It is unusual for anyone, especially those of mortal race, to venture down here. To travel so far from the glare of the surface. Perhaps you wish to learn how to become unseen?
You are a stealth trainer. Okay. You know what? That is kind of worth it. Because if you look at this, I have a 2-point boost to persuasion. One of those boosts comes from being the leader of Grave Hall. The other comes from an item in my possession. The item, if I can... Oh dear. Well, looks like we're hitting, or getting close to a point where Amalur decides it doesn't want to run properly. So I'll have to be a little more careful. But let's... Actually, Agarth's right over here. She's probably why they put Agarth right here, now that I think about it. This will definitely be the last time, though, because there is no point in any other trainers after this.
And is it a trick of the... Just got myself tied up in some trouble. Honestly, I haven't... And have peeked up...
Okay. And I have to remember to actually load things up properly. Yeah, I don't know exactly what goes on when it decides to do that. But I do know that there's certain spots I have to be careful around when it does happen. Just to get all these off of the star. Oh. Take my boots. Akara's visage is better, aside from the +1 I get to sorcery abilities there. And then I still have my absolutely broken accessories.
I'll meet you at vengeance.
Go back into the caverns to go talk to her. Because that stealth boost essentially means that I can get rid of the Compass of Fate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be careful. Why are you covering your eyes? Over here. Manners? Okay then. Down here. I want stealth training.
Greetings, young one.
You know what? It's actually kind of fitting that the stealth trainer would be hidden. And there we have it. Every single skill, tend, without being a universalist, and without holding an item in my inventory that ups the skill. Okay. I'm just gonna be thankful I don't intend to fight anything here and move on as quickly as possible. This is specifically a problem with the remaster. I don't know why they messed it up like this. But if you're playing it for too long, it will, if you're in certain spots where it has a lot to try and load, just kind of break. Which is a little annoying. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna go get myself a drink. Because I'm out of mine and my throat is a little dry. I'll be right back. Ended up pouring myself a drink too, because suddenly, not pouring it, I ended up using the bathroom too, because suddenly, while pouring a drink, I was not fine. I got those backwards. Oh, whoops. Of course, I'd forgot to swap my stuff. I always do this. Why do I always do this? Okay, we're going this. That's in the right spot. These two are actually in the right spot as well. And now we save. Can't believe I did that. I think there's actually... There's not a quest in here. That's... interesting. You.
Tell me of this, Aethel. The light of water emblazoned upon the wall. It poured with a multitude of souls of peace. Escaped the well and flowed the pattern. It will forever sing the twilight of ethereal harmony. Balance moved.
Really, that's the only thing that was in here. I should actually go check near that other door. I'm not going to fight anything I don't have to. I don't get anything for it. Could've... Oh, wait, no, it's the Arathi ruin close to Amara that I was thinking about. Okay, I wasn't iframed that time. My dog is currently just stretched out on the couch. It is so cute. Alright. With that done. Ashmore. Now that I've investigated those two spots. What the? Who was Murdoch again? Okay. Why is... Okay. Alright. Is this an actual cavern? No. Ow. Actually, hang on. Did I ever turn in Till's books? I did not. Okay, we're gonna go do that before I forget. Again. We're gonna go do that before I forget again. I can't believe I forgot to turn in Till's books. That's special of me. Anywho. There's quite literally nothing in this area that's even remotely a threat to me at this point. I'm pretty sure I could sit there and let them maul me, and nothing in this place would be able to kill me. I'm pretty sure that that's a quest that is, it gives you rewards based on when you start it, as opposed to when you complete it. Okay, that's not good. I'd never use the armor gems. I mean, that's not bad. But let's go back to Ashmore now, and actually do the quest that's there. Alabastra is a very short area, all things considered. But what it lacks in... I think if it was too dense in stuff, it would actually take away from being Alabastra. Cluricon was long, but mostly empty because there wasn't much there. The first 3 regions had a ton of stuff, but they were also, aside from the coasts, mostly untouched by the war. Cluricon and Alabastra are the war.
You must hurry. There is much to do. Gask and his forces are preparing to march. They know about the caves and will not cease until every last one of us has been slain. And there are the survivors of Eventide to consider. I have not heard a whisper from across the pass. And Esha, she plots a fool's errand. We must stop her. Much to do. Forgive me. Ever since the Tuatha came,
this poor guy
besieged me. My every notion is of escape and salvation. When he refused to worship Gadflow's god of smoke and ash, he thought first to kill us, but then chose a far grimmer fate. He made us his example. He sent Gask. First, Gask's priests destroyed the clans. Then he burned the bodies of the fallen, breathed in their essence, mocking the dead and the great cycle itself. One day, that is all Gask needed to unravel many seasons of the telling, to make the earth shudder and the sky weep. Now he sits above us, watching. Wonderful! Your attack will give us time to organize an escape. Do not underestimate Gask. He is among Gadflow's best for a reason. His camp of Casimir is to the north, but you must defeat his witch knights along with the Fae himself. I have faith in you. Be careful.
Let's get... Like, does this count as an additional... It is, okay. You can clearly see what Ashmore might have once been. Just sundered by Prismia crystals. Oh, come on, I just want the lore stone. Honestly, the one I am worried about missing as far as, or having to go back for as far as lore stones go, is It's not winter. It's fall.
But Gadflow was not content to rule the court of winter. Mortals would bow before him as well. And so he made war on your people and drove them from the eastern lands. The Alfar fell before an avalanche of corrupted fervor. The Tuatha acted as one army and built the Prismere Chantries as new idols of their false mountain god, their Tirnoch.
I could have sworn I heard something on the porch. Apologies. Okay, that's the last of the Alabastra stones. I should head back and get that on the map. Considering how destructive Gadflow is told to be by everyone, I think if Alabastra had been more full of stuff to do, it would have made him seem like less of a threat. There we go. Oh dear. And the last thing we want is for the main villain to feel like less of a threat. Why are there... I haven't seen a single Frost champion in a while. Which is weird considering this is supposed to be the lands of winter. But the way y'all were squatting, I thought you were Morgan. There might be something in Echoing Light, too. I'm gonna try and be very thorough about exploring things.
If you were here, then you were sold to the putrid lands of the old. Your lost body will burn to crumbled ash will your bones turn. There is no hope left for your life. Wielding hammer, sword, or knife will not save you. You are the waste of a contempt's malicious taste. And what awaits your untuned mind is what you hope you'll never find. The vilest, darkest, blackest thing. The conscience of a reigning king.
Cool story. Anyway. Alright, I don't want to run through here. That is actually such a cool detail, how most of the other lore, every other lore stone in the game is talking to some unknown listener. They're the ramblings, they're monologues. And then there's Alabastra. No. They're not talking to some random person. They're talking to you specifically. You are the intended listener. These stones were made for you. And that is chilling. chilling when you stop and think about it. Okay. Further onwards we go. I'm not even bothering with stealth at this point, I'm just massacring everything. Well, you got severely unlucky. I can't remember if Gask himself is on the path. Because there's 3 Tuatha priests there, 2 Tuatha raiders. Or if he just only spawns in later. Oh, hey! There was a Frost champion! Can I stealth this part, actually? I want to see if it's possible to do this from stealth. It is not. Okay. Worth a shot. Because it forces you to exit stealth. Dude! Okay. I mean, I'm right here. May as well. Yeah. I mean, it would have been really cool if I coulda. But it also would have been completely broken because that attack does a ton of damage anyway. Like, unless we're talking trolls or something, that's already a one-shot. Or if we're talking someone who only gets hit by one of the lightning bolts. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, you followed me. Hey, Alec. I know for a fact there's 2 quests here.
You're back. I was keeping an eye on you from a safe distance.
Or 2 more quests after this. I just don't think I'm going to be able to do them both today.
I dared not speak of it, but there are prophecies of a mortal who would herald our kind's passing. While the defeat of Gask will count as a victory against the madness of Gadflow, I wonder if it is a harbinger of darker nights ahead. Prophecies aside, you have done as I asked, and we, the clan of Ashmore, recognize you. Farewell.
Okay. I'm gonna head a little further ahead to see if I can't get myself another fast travel point. Because while the mine is nice, it's also in a little alcove. Which makes it a little inconvenient for just sprinting past everything. And make no mistake, when I actually go for Amara, I'm going to want to sprint past everything. Actually, I should turn around. Never mind on the sprint past everything. I'm gonna have to be careful about how I do Amara. Probably save twice. Oh, come on. Because this is another spot where I have actually wound up soft-locked. For the sake of not having to deal with refugees while I attempt this, I'm just gonna do that. We're gonna run through and pre-clear this so that I can pretty much just follow the refugees out. Because if I try to do this with them on my tail, I probably won't be able to tell what is and isn't a enemy or an enemy with the visual glitches. I will take that. If this is a circle, okay, that's a way out. Is this over here a way out? I'm probably gonna check, if I have time, I'm gonna check out the mine before I, Actually, I'm probably gonna have time. So I'll check out the mine after this and then probably save and quit within Wekanai. I can afford to be a few minutes over. But Wekanai is an area I want to explore a little more thoroughly. Oh boy. So glad I pre-cleared this. Ugh. Bright side with all of the flashing lights here, they don't affect the mini-map, so I can still navigate using the mini-map, especially with Detect Hidden at maximum. You.
I am surprised to see a mortal so far south, especially after what your kind has done. Before, there was balance. The great cycle cradled us all. Now there is only death and despair. Bareth was right about you. Your mortality is contagious. Hoping to assuage your mortal guilt? Of this I care not. But you have come at a fortuitous time. The Alfar armies bar any crossing their lines, stranding us here to die. But there is another route. The caverns lead north, taking us right under the Alfar without them even knowing. But the way is very dangerous. Our people will not wait much longer, and some have already gone on their own. I must help these remaining to escape, even if I die to make it so. You are, by my reckoning, a step closer to absolution. No sins are entirely unforgivable, not even those of mortals. Come, the tunnel is not long, but my people are weak and unfit for combat, and the Mergen are clever. Let's go.
And I've already cleared this place. Why are they back? You motherfuckers! This is not good. The whole reason I pre-cleared this place was so that they wouldn't, or so I wouldn't have to deal with the visual glitches while I was escorting the Fae refugees. Okay, at least they didn't respawn the Banshane. Never fucking mind. I pre-cleared this on purpose, and they decided that nah, the pre-clearing was worthless. Alright, out we go. Hey now, Esha.
On behalf of the Ashmore survivors, I thank you, Martel. Now go. Others need you still. See you again.
I like the fact that you get to help those ones escape. Gonna head into Echoing Light Mine first. Cause I don't know if I'll remember to go in there later. Oh, wait.
I was hoping someone would come. Have you ever seen such things? Such violence? Such abominations? I cannot comprehend it. First the clan of Eventide and now Bareth. Beyond the veil, no more slumbers in the great cycle. Gask and his soldiers cursed them with permanent rest. All gone but Bareth, Ordo, and me, that is. It was Bareth the Tuatha came for. They were led by a curious one named Cryamore. He coveted Bareth's knowledge of enchantment, how he charms the beasts of Alabastra. But it was not Bareth himself that charmed the beasts. It was a pendant he wore that kept the Morgan from turning on him when he studied them.
Okay.
I last saw Bareth as Cryamore's men dragged him deep into the mine. Walk with a light foot. Acting while unseen will offer your best chance of survival. And try to use the anger of the Morgan against our common enemy. Goodbye.
This one's gonna be interesting. I completely forgot about this quest. I cannot go that way. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna call it after this, 'cause the visual glitch is starting to get annoying. Let me just... Oh dear. Hold on. Do I have to wear it? I have to wear it. Okay. In that case, let's release the Mergen. Kill Cryamore and then leave, because I don't... Yeah. Yeah, you're just kind of in a bad way here. Can I free them? Haha! There we go. Go back to Nell. I just wanted to let the Mergen actually get a kill. Oh, this one priest is fucked. Anyway, back to Nell.
Cryamore is gone, but so is Berth. He did not deserve such an end. Do you hear me? He was a kind spirit. You are a friend to Eventide, even if few of its folk remain. Take this key. It will unlock hidden treasures of our clan. Any you find will be open to you now. Thank you, mortal. Now go. Good luck.
I think that might actually open Wakanai. Because it's an Arathi glyph and Wakanai is the only one that's over here. Anyway... Really, they outright don't let you keep the charm. Interesting. Okay, there's a lot less enemies over here than there were. Anyway. I'm gonna free this guy to get his quest, and then I'm gonna call it.
Help a friend out, won't you? There's a release for this.
There we go.
I am called Ordo. You have my thanks, stranger. I was beginning to worry that no one would ever come, that I would stare at these same walls until I was drawn behind the veil. Because I am an unfortunate creature upon whom luck has never smiled. But I meant to change all of that, to turn failure into fortune. How was I going to do this? Her name is Mora Talon, and she is a fate weaver. I met her while exploring the deep ruins of Wakanai, and we made a deal. I returned to Eventide to retrieve items that might break the curse upon her, and was almost returned to her when the Tuatha waylaid me. Unlucky, see. Mora has promised to change my fate, and to aid me in seeking a new ballad. A telling worth singing for all the coming ages. Perhaps she will help you too.
This poor guy.
This pleases me. Wakanai is a vast, cavernous ruin, and finding Mora in its depths is a task better fit for two. Let us go. Excellent.
Alright. So I am going to call it there. Just because I don't want to deal with more of those visual glitches. If you're interested in anything I've done up until this point, you can check out my YouTube channel. I try to upload stuff same day, and I group my runs by playlists so they're easier to find. If you're interested in seeing my announcements, I post them to Instagram. And if you're interested in seeing my clips in an easier fashion, I do post them to YouTube, TikTok, and when it lets me, Instagram. Links to all of those are in the chat now. If you've made it this far and are curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? It takes but one button press, and you can always change your mind if you decide my content isn't for you. Tomorrow, we're going to be finishing Alabastra, starting with Wakanai. I can't remember exactly what's in Amara, but I know for a fact that as soon as I progress the main quest, I am locked into it. I try to leave the main quest, I am locked out of it forever. I just outright cannot progress any further in the game, and the run ends there. So I'll probably wind up making 2 or 3 saves, just so that even if I brick one, I can I can still manage to get into Mithros. Wednesday, it's back to Code Vein. We'll be starting off with some depths maps and then heading into the Ashen Cavern. I'm actually very worried about the Ashen Cavern. I'm not making any promises beyond that. That one might wall me for a while. Thursday, because I've been at 100 followers for a while now, we're going to be doing a day of Genshin Impact. During that Genshin Impact stream, you will be able to redeem use points to redeem challenges that I have to attempt. I still haven't decided exactly how I'm going to format those the challenge redeems, or if I'm just going to have it be one and there will be some restrictions on. There's always going to be restrictions. I have to put some restrictions because otherwise things can get messy. But more on that when we actually get to Thursday. And then Friday, I'm going to be continuing Hollow Knight Silksong. I did get to a point where I'm starting to get a little concerned about what it is I can do. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going with Silksong. I hope I'm not going to have to look anything up. But that's the plan for this next week. The last week of October is going to be Chalice Week. During Chalice Week, I will be going through Bloodborne's Chalice dungeons, and anybody who wants to participate in co-op is more than welcome to. I already have the password out, so we shall see. Or, well, we shall see how that turns out. One moment. Hey, it looks like Piku literally just booted up Dark Souls 3, so let's go maybe not make her day, but start her stream off with a raid. That said, happy time zones, everyone, and I hope you all have an excellent day.